From the Keith Vincent Studios in Paterson, New Jersey, Green Arrow Media proudly presents Is This Real? Tonight, what are the mysteries of the Vatican? What do they got going on in the Vatican archives? Now your host, JC3.
Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic episode of Is This Real? In the booth today, we have a full booth, completely
The
over.
booth is a bulging.
It's really full tonight. So
Like Joey's waistline, we are at max capacity.
look, I turned him off. I have the capability of doing that.
Thank you.
So in the booth, we have
Damn
Big
it.
Joe, Dad. As you say hello to everybody, Dad.
Hello, everybody, and how are you? And welcome to our program.
Cito's back with us tonight in the booth. Cito, say hello to everybody.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
We have Roadblock here. Roadblock.
Hey,
finally back.
what's going on, everybody? I'm half asleep, so leave me alone.
We have the big dick at the desk. Anthony, turn around and say hello to everybody. You're on camera on your side.
Is my mic back up?
Yeah, your mic's back
Yes.
up.
Hi, everybody.
And this week, as Dad said,
And somewhere in North Jersey, we have a little skinny guy walking around with a moped trying to find his
with
way.
one fucking
one tire.
wheel. No, Mr.
He's-
West had a little technical car problems.
Yeah, he's unicycling. He's like, I'll be here in a minute, guys.
We love you, West.
Yes, we love you, West. Can't wait to see you back next week.
Seriously, bro.
So this week, what were we doing again? We're doing the Secrets of the Vatican.
Mysteries of the
Mysteries
Vatican.
of the Vatican.
We did Secrets of the Vatican.
We did Secrets of the Vatican.
last year.
This is kind
What's
of
the
a deja voodoo episode.
But this time you got me.
Yes, we have. No, we didn't have. We didn't have.
We're going to
Roadblock in
redo
the
all
booth.
our previous ones, rename them, and have Cito's version up.
And we didn't have Roadblock in the booth
Yes.
with us last
Yeah,
time.
as a matter of fact, when we did Secrets of the Vatican, we didn't even know Cito was a thing.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Oh my god.
And at the same time, Anthony called in because we had the Tomb Box booth.
Yeah.
He called, and that's when he had the whatchamacallit, your famous Pope.
Pope rant.
No, not the rant. You had the Pope voiceover.
You can't fuck him, but you can stab.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cannot fuck the Pope. Stabbing is okay. You can still get into heaven for stabbing the Pope.
And that's
But
what kind
don't fuck him.
what kind
If anybody wants to get back at Tony, his social medias are. No, I'm just kidding.
It's Tony the Dealer on TikTok. That's what I
so
operate
he
under.
does.
I'm
His
not
phone
afraid.
number is 862.
Fucking bring it on. I'm not afraid. I don't give a fuck.
His social security is. No. I'm just
All right, that's enough out of you.
All right, so Dad, you're leading this one this week. What do you got for us?
Well, I got a bunch of different mysteries of the Vatican. A couple we're going to start off with, that seem kind of like, I don't know, ludicrous, or they seem, we're not going to take them in any particular order. The Vatican.
In no particular order.
In no particular order. The Vatican, do you guys realize that the Vatican hides evidence of aliens?
Yes,
You do.
I did know that. Yes.
I would believe it.
Okay, it's like some claim that in 1998 skulls of elongated heads and small faces resembling the aliens from the Alien franchise were found underneath the Vatican. Apparently, ever since, the Vatican has kept all evidence of aliens secret as not to discredit Christianity.
You mean
It-
space hobos?
Well, and it's funny too because
No,
you
not
got
space hobos. It's what do they call those things from Alien?
Xenomorphs?
Xenomorphs.
Xenomorphs.
Yo,
Yeah.
why is that all of us looked around like, huh?
The long.
I was
Yeah.
thinking Raiders of the Lost Ark for some reason.
Well, so was I at first because the crystal skull is like.
How fucking tired are you?
No. He's not wrong though because like
I'm
there
not
is
wrong.
like the idea of the crystal skull could have been an alien type of thing,
Why
and
didn't we think about
it would make sense
xenomorphs?
if it links back to the Vatican.
Because he said from the Alien franchise.
Yeah, but
That's-
what, that clicked over once he said alien, like xenomorphs. Yes.
The whole thought process was, wait a second.
course you
Things
know
could be
xenomorphs,
bursting out of us.
nerd.
at any
The
second.
ironic
It's
part
Fuck you
of
and your predators.
the ironic part of this whole situation is the Vatican owns the two biggest astronomies, whatever you call them,
Observational.
observation decks.
in the world, and they're scanning the
Telescopes.
skies looking for
Yes.
something. So if they have the aliens, why are they hiding them? It makes kind of like no sense.
Well, I mean, the United States just finally
You're gonna
said,
say something fucked up.
No, in all
No,
truthful,
it
like,
wasn't actually going to be. All I was gonna say was like there's like the really hardcore like Catholics, Christians. Do they believe in aliens? Or like is that just like a side off thing?
well, not only that, there's a lot of famous paintings, Christian, that Christian paintings that depict like flying saucers in the background.
Mhm.
There,
I remember seeing
I
that.
there's one I believe. I think it's of Venus or it's of the Madonna, and in the back it's like this oblong silver thing that's floating in the air, and there's like no explanation for it. So like to say that I don't know the church knows something about aliens, I could totally fucking see that.
Well, I've also read and seen just pictures of in general from the Renaissance period. There's a lot of pictures with some type of alien structures in it, like paintings.
Sure.
Like it's not just like religious ones, but from that time, there's a lot of paintings that have this oblong type silver thing in the background or floating in the sky or something like that. It's very weird to sit there and see it and be like, that does look like an alien ship, but at the same time, could it have just been like a brush mark or like a cloud in the sky that they just went straight with? Something like that, it's very. You can sit there and say, well, on the other hand, and be like the, what do you call it? The non-believer, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
The skeptic.
Yes, the skeptic.
See,
Wait, the one I just found, this one is the Madonna with Saint Giovanni, late 1400s. It's a painting of the Madonna. There's a cherub. There's a little baby, but right over the Madonna's shoulder is this like black smudge. But it's not like a smudge like a paint stroke. It's more like something that's intentional. It has character and form to it.
show me.
So it was put in the painting, but we don't fucking know why it was put in the painting.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that's not the only thing.
Interesting.
So the baptism of Christ in 1710.
So
That's
the
another one.
Vatican and the United States government hiding aliens.
Okay, let's
It would
move-
corrupt
let's go to our, let's go to our,
Christianity in a way.
let's hit our next mystery here.
Okay, go ahead.
Next question: does anybody believe that you can look into the past? And, prefacing that without looking at this new telescope and stuff like that.
You mean like on Earth
Actually,
without?
having a device where you can view past events. Does anybody here in this booth believe that?
So before we continue on, so basically what you're trying to say is like, for example, me, and I will look back during World War I at some random battle.
Right, so if you had, say, this box,
Yeah.
the computer, it was designed where you can look into it and punch in the events of the past.
Okay.
Do you believe that exists?
I mean, if we have time travel, I guess.
Okay. all
Time
right.
travel. Like,
No,
if we can go to the
Josh?
future, why can't we go to the past?
I'm more into.
Wake up, motherfucker.
I am awake. I was about to answer him.
This,
If you
this
give
is
me
going to take a
second.
6-hour episode just to get through this, you two idiots. Now, come on now. I mean, come on.
Look, I haven't had him in the booth for almost 2 weeks.
You're right. So,
Yeah,
you
he's
know
been
what?
dealing with me.
And we'll play with him later. I don't know what to tell you.
Ooh,
Ooh,
my.
wait a minute. Anyway,
He did just shave his head.
okay, that's enough. I
What
don't
else
believe
is shaved? All right. Do you believe in it?
In the past, no, I'm actually more particular to being able to see future events.
Okay. Joe, do you
Myself.
believe that you can actually, say, put on a pair of glasses to view past events?
View past events? Nothing has been proven or shown to me that can happen. So
Anthony? Are we
The answer
all-
is no.
Yes and no.
No, I said the answer is no.
Oh, okay.
No,
So
no.
am I the
The
only
only
one?
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a little bit
only
of a-
way we can see into the past is using stuff like telescopes, looking into the space. That's it.
Okay, well, supposedly the
wait.
Vatican.
did you ask Cito?
No, he asked me. I was going to ask
That's
you,
the
Dad.
first one. Do I believe it? No, of course not.
So am I the only one?
Now, the Vatican had a device built in 1950 by really good scientists, the world's greatest scientists in the 1950s. Okay, it's called the chronovisor. Now, described by
Just
Father
sounds made
Francois Brunet in his 2002 book, La Nouvelle Mystère du Vatican. I'm fucking that up, I understand, and I'm sorry to all the French people. The
I'm not.
chronovisor is a device that is
I thought that was
rumored
Italian. So like,
rumored to have been created and owned by the Vatican. The device was theoretically built by the world's greatest musicians, scientists.
musicians.
You can hear stuff too. Okay, the project was theoretically funded by the Vatican for unspecified reasons. The device is said to work like a pair of glasses and you wear them up on your face. It was theoretically able to view events from the past. It allegedly worked by processing electromagnetic radiation left over from past events and turning them into visual images and audio. Now,
You know what,
everybody,
Wait.
I
Could
get
that be like the basis of what we now have as virtual reality?
No.
I
'cause
was gonna say something completely different.
Hold on a second. I understand what Dad's saying because they used to sell those in like Cracker Jack boxes in the 40s and 50s. X-ray spectacles and things. Like, look, I understand what they're doing. It's like if you believe in multiple dimensions or you believe that like energy leaves an echo of some sort, and we all know that we don't see an infrared. There's a lot of shit that's happening around us that we can't physically see because we can't process light in that way.
Right. Now, according to Father Brunet, he claimed to have witnessed historical events such as the crucifixion of Christ and a performance of the lost tragedy Thyestes. Maybe you can take that.
Fiestas?
It was a play.
Okay. Apparently, soon after it was created, it was dismantled as the church hierarchy was concerned that it was just too powerful for any one person or group to have. If it does exist, any evidence of it would be safely tucked away in the Vatican's secret archives.
2 seconds, Cito. Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Was it dismantled because it was too powerful, or was it dismantled because they found something in the past that they knew would corrupt their entire religion, and they said, you know what? Let the past stay in the
You're not
past.
going to let this go, are you?
No. What's not to let go? It's
I
the
don't
truth.
know. I don't. The answer to the short answer to that is I do not know.
But what if a great twist that would be? We
It
were
would
able
be
to
a
see
great
into
twist,
the past.
but
You've been
unfortunately,
reading too much
you
Stephen
fucking
King, bro.
heathen
No,
prick.
heathen prick. It's the truth. If you had the device,
Why? What did Jesus ever do
I'm
to
not.
you?
No,
the
listen
mics
to me.
off, bro.
If you had the device, if you had the capability to go to the past, and
I would have
see-
stopped at that CVS. Yes.
If you had the capability of seeing
4
into the
fucking
past
times.
to find truth, and you realize that your entire religion is built off of a lie.
Here we go. Well, we don't know that.
I know
so
that, I
let's
know
not
that, but just-
spiral
All
out of
I'm
control
saying
here.
is that would
You heathen prick.
dismantle any religion.
Or
Go ahead,
so-
Steve.
You go into the past and realize everything is actually true what the Bible says,
Well, that's not true. That's not going to happen.
and then you're fucked.
So
You're right. Hold on. No, you're right. You're right. Everything in the Bible is correct. We had 2 people fuck, had 2 sons, and everyone else came around. That's true. That's correct.
If you guys
This
see
is-
the
Move on,
TikTok I
move on.
Are we,
posted
being
earlier,
video,
it's going
are we
perfect.
videotaping tonight?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Or everyone can be like.
Can we hide the evidence
easygoing,
if I murder his
like
ass?
Me and just not believe. It's a lot easier.
Am I the only one thinking about Assassin's Creed? I've been trying to get that out for like the past 5 minutes. Am I the only one? Think about it. It's kind of the same aspect
Oh,
of
my
it.
grandfather was right. You lay down with
No,
dogs, you
no,
get up with
I
fleas.
honestly-
No,
see
he
what you're
makes a
saying.
point.
Well, in the
Dad
video
doesn't know-
game-
Dad doesn't know. Joe, explain it to him.
In the video game with Assassin's Creed, there was a device that basically put someone's mind and their body in their past.
It was a past relative.
Yeah, a
Of some
past
sort.
relative. And basically, you play out events in the past that led up to what's happening in
Okay,
today's future.
for example, we could put Caden, right? And he can relive your life.
Why the hell would you do that?
Basically, the idea,
Example.
the,
I
idea
love my grandson. I don't want to.
the idea behind the device, Dad, is that your DNA has an encoded history of all of your ancestors. And if you can unlock that history in your DNA, you can live that ancestor's life, and you can do it virtually. And that's what the games were based around.
But it's also funny how literally these games are also based with the church.
Yeah, there's a lot of church aspect.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Christianity, like in what Brotherhood.
Well,
when it comes
okay,
to the
that will-
Templar.
And Ezio.
Hold on a minute. That we will, and here's going to be an unabashed plug. We will leave that for the Cafe Talk with Cito episode that we're going to get out soon, I would hope. Okay.
Why does everybody look at me when
well,
they
you're
say
the
that?
producer and director and chief, whatever the hell you are.
Chief
So
Wigwam.
we need to get that
Chief
done anyway.
I only have 2 arms, people.
Yes. Okay.
Grow another.
You know what? Never mind.
Okay. Can we move on, please?
All right.
Yeah,
so
the
we're
third
moving past
question, or to
Okay.
no,
the
actually,
super specs.
we are going to go into a little break right now. We will be right back. And welcome back to Dad's Questionnaire, the Vatican. You may go on, sir. Everyone's quiet. What the hell's wrong with everybody?
Because they're waiting for the next one to drop here. I mean, this is pretty interesting stuff. Well, you know
This
what?
is beautiful shit we're talking about tonight.
Deus Volt.
Hey, Anthony's here. It's never beautiful.
Okay. Does anybody believe that the Vatican is harboring the devil in the
Itself?
the Vatican
Or
secret
himself?
archives?
Herself?
Wait.
Itself.
You're saying that?
Now hold on. We've had episodes in the past where, you know, I've said my belief the Vatican, the actual Vatican itself, has been infiltrated, and so does a
Yeah, the
couple
smoke
of
of
popes.
Satan.
Smoke of Satan entered the sanctuary. Now, but does anybody truly believe that the Vatican is harboring the devil himself? And,
I mean,
and,
like
Joshua, yes,
Joshua?
you may use the restroom.
He's got his hand up first.
No, I actually want to answer that.
Go ahead.
Thinking in the old way of if I was a believer, I would actually say no. And my reason being that is if they're really afraid of how powerful the devil is himself with what they believe he's capable of, I don't think they'd be able to contain it. Reason being is because you know the old saying where everything is supposed to be equal, where if it's God, then the devil,
Right.
Alpha, Omega, whatever.
Yeah.
That means that they would be equal power. So what makes you think you'd be able to control something that equals God?
I'll be honest, I've never heard I mean, I know it's good and evil, but I've always thought that the devil is on the level of the archangels, not as powerful as God.
Lucifer was an archangel. He wasn't as powerful as God, but he is the leader of
Well, hold on a minute.
hell.
Lucifer was never as powerful as God.
Right.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
You had God, then you had the archangels. Lucifer was an archangel.
That's no, that's what I'm saying though. That's where you have to differentiate because there is to certain people or maybe beliefs, there is a difference between them. When you say Lucifer and stuff like that, you're speaking of the devil as in he rules over hell. But something as an actual force like God, what would be his equal? So maybe to Lucifer, with the way his powers could be, then maybe there might be some control there. But even then, that's still debatable because you're looking at something that is a celestial being that could not equal God at that point, but
Okay.
be close to it. But even if you separate it and say there's something, not just Lucifer, but there's actual evil.
Now I'm gonna,
Whatever it is, more powerful than man.
I'm gonna,
Exactly.
Right.
If
Regardless.
Sam and Dean can
and I'm
capture
gonna, I'm
him.
gonna give you an answer that might
At that
make
point,
sense
I
to
don't
you.
think you'd be able to capture any of that.
Hold on, let's
Okay.
keep going around the room. Let's see what everyone else has to say.
Okay.
Josh says no. Joseph,
No, let Sita go first.
go ahead, Sito.
All right. So when it comes to me, I think one massive question is that I'm a big reader of multiple and understanding of multiple things. So when I hear Lucifer, Satan, those, the titles for the devil, in certain books, they're different people.
Mhm.
They are.
Yes.
So it's like, my question is, are we talking about Lucifer as in the main man, the archangel himself? Or are we talking about Lucifer that was an archangel who
No,
became
they're
a prince of hell?
They're referring to when. Okay, now you're right in an aspect. People have, so again, it gets perverted along the way. When people say the devil, well, the devil is one of the hierarchies of hell. You have Lucifer, which was reportedly given domain over hell because of his attempt to overthrow heaven, and Michael the archangel kicked him out. If you believe in
course.
that, okay.
Yeah.
And people will tell you, well, when they say the devil, it's like a blanket term. Well, it's not really true. Devils are their own class, and you have demons, which are lower.
Yeah.
You have higher demons, lower demons,
There's higher demons,
whatever.
lower demons, because succubus, succubi fit into it like
Those are my
Lilith.
favorite kind.
Now,
Okay,
Shut
calm
up.
down,
now,
buddy.
in this situation, to answer your question, the greatest power that Satan, Lucifer, has is to make people believe that he doesn't exist. Because if you don't believe that he exists, you can't believe that someone is controlling the strings on all the evil that's going on in the world. In other words, his biggest thing is to hide in the shadows. Because if he gets called out, if he gets to the point of where he is involved, then it's going to bring it to the attention of God, and God and the heavenly army will then attack him and put him back in his place, put him back in the seventh circle of hell, wherever you want to call it, and freeze him for.
Well, that's
forever.
also the
That's-
reason why if you ever seen anyone perform an exorcism, they always want the name of the demon,
Right.
Yeah.
because once you get the name of the demon,
You then control the exorcism.
then you control the exorcism.
Now, having said, not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
having to said all of that, if the Vatican is infiltrated by satanic forces, and I do believe it is, and I can go into that again if you want, but I also believe that it's to the devil's best interest to stay quiet and not cause a ruckus, and not because he's got safe haven at that point. He can hide now in a place where he's not supposed to be, infiltrating that place to perform and to try to implode it from within.
All right.
And I do believe that's exactly what's going on here. Go ahead,
so-
Joshua.
I could say something like that might be plausible if you're a believer.
Right.
But the problem is, you're, at least to me, I still think you're not thinking of it as a whole, because if God is supposed to be all knowing and stuff like that, then why wouldn't he see the devil doing that?
No, because God has given man free will, and if man
No, I meant him behind the
Well,
scenes. He
because-
should be able to see that if
He-
he's
well,
all knowing, all
yeah,
seeing.
yeah.
I'm going to give you.
omnipotent.
I'm going to give you a little bit of. Now I'm going to say facts. You can go otherwise. There's certain laws that the devil has to obey. Okay, the devil cannot possess anyone around the Christmas holidays, and there's like a juxtaposition between. I don't know the exact time frame, but according to church doctrine, the devil, Satan, or his minion cannot possess anyone on these certain high holy days, because Blessed Virgin Mary gets involved, and she's not going to have. She doesn't have that stuff. Now, this sounds far fetched. I get it.
I was gonna say, yeah, who the fuck put like rules on when they can or can't?
Yeah, not only that, when
Because-
did this happen? I never learned any of this in fucking
Well, you
Catholic
read
school.
up on it. Read up on it.
We're not going to teach that in
read
Catholic
demonology.
school, asshole.
I've studied demonology the better part of 30 years, okay, and I have no idea what it's about. I'm going to be honest with you, but I do know certain aspects of it, and you can just go up there and read.
No, I know you got
okay.
the books up there. I
So
mean,
I-
I have something
it's-
completely different I want to.
Sita really wants to talk.
Go ahead,
It's
Steve,
just-
go ahead, I'm
I
sorry.
don't want to interrupt, but just more of just so. It's just I'm kind of confused because you said that like the devil's greatest power is like
I'm gonna go right with
he
you,
doesn't
Tito.
believe,
No.
or
The
no,
devil-
not. Let me rephrase it. Like his greatest power is that people don't like believe in him or like he doesn't exist there. But it, like especially in the Vatican where like it's so like everything is literally the like Catholicism is like right there, the purest part where people would you expect the devil like people would see something that evil so quickly though.
You're right, but this is the Vatican archives we're talking about.
Yeah, it's the part you
What's
don't
in-
see.
What's in the Vatican archives?
I guess yeah okay.
Okay,
It's just that was my more of
I'm
the
gonna-
thing I'm confused.
And then
about.
hold on, just one more point on that.
go on.
To
I
your
need 2
point about
minutes.
if you wanted to take, say you got 25 people, and you told those 25 people to go out and kill. You give them a list of what to do to be totally evil, but it can't be traced back to you. Well, then no one's going to come after you.
You're Emperor Palpatine.
That is
Yeah.
why the devil,
Okay.
or that is why Satan does what he does. If you're a believer, now I'm not sitting here saying it's true. I'm just telling you.
What I'm looking at is
He's-
based off of like how you guys are seeing this whole situation because again I could see anything from any situation from any type of religion. So what I'm more thinking about is like you expect because not everyone, not your standard everyday Christian, not your standard everyday Catholic can really be that deep inside of the Vatican.
Right.
So to be like someone of higher status and someone of higher belief, so you would like my thing is you would expect someone to see something like this going on.
If they had access.
Yeah, if they had access.
But there's no access. Now the Vatican archive, to get into the Vatican vault, you have to be I believe you have to be a scholar, and you have to get special permission from the Holy See, which is the Pope and all,
Yeah. Okay.
whatever. And it's very rarely given, because you got to understand, inside the Vatican, inside the secret vaults, it's all climate controlled, and some of these documents go back thousands of years. And they don't want to chance anybody just going in there and go, well, you know what, I want to see if Jesus.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way. So if they are now, this is all predicate if the Catholic Church, and we're going to get to that to the next point.
Okay.
and you're going to see where it ties in, because in my opinion, it does tie in. But we'll go there. I mean, anybody have any more questions on this aspect?
I do.
Go ahead.
To answer your original question, do you think that the devil is shackled in the Vatican?
No, I didn't say that. He's in the Vatican freely.
Oh, freely?
Yes.
Like he's got the all access card roaming around. Because the way you made it sound initially sounds like they have the devil there. Like he's captive there somewhere
Okay.
deep in the archives.
Pay attention to the game we're all playing here. Okay, what I said was the devil or Satan is is being allowed to occupy the Vatican archives.
That's not-
because he's doing his bidding by the very people that are running the Vatican.
That's different than what you initially said.
No,
Yeah,
it's not. How
yeah,
is that
your
different?
original question was
Your-
different.
Your
What was
original
my original
question
question?
was, do you think that Satan is in the imprisoned in the Vatican?
Yeah, that's what I took it as too.
That- That's
well,
what
then
I took
if
it.
that's the case, I apologize, but that's not
Okay.
what
Now,
I'm saying.
right, because that's what I'm saying. Because I was
No,
going to
he's
go.
not in
I was
prison,
gonna,
he's a spirit.
okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. And that's where I think Josh was like, how does humanity contain such an evil? Because that's how I took it.
Well,
Because I was
no,
going to
that's
go
not what I
like,
meant, but okay.
because like
you just
I,
meant it as has Satan infiltrated the Vatican.
that
That's
I yeah
basically-
sure.
And he is given safe haven in the Vatican archives where no one is allowed.
Yeah, I could still be kind of skeptical.
I think that'd be stupid because being an asshole that I am, what if he just escapes and fucks with everybody?
But he's not. But the thing is, what you're not understanding is he doesn't want to escape.
see,
Because if your arch enemy had a giant hotel,
yeah, he's behind the enemy lines.
and
He's already infiltrated.
he's already now infiltrating the church. The only thing between him and total destruction of the earth, okay, he's now in there, he's destroying it from within. So why would he leave?
No,
He's got
that
safe
makes sense.
haven.
No, that makes sense.
Well,
Very Sun Tzu. But
But
what I'm
if you
saying
but
is,
if you look at the
I
way
can't go too much into this because the next one I'm
Hold
going
on.
to bring up.
And
is
I'll
gonna
be honest
fit
though, but
into-
if you look at the way the Catholic Church, and we've said this, if you look at the way the Catholic Church has been, I guess, not progressing over
take
the
it
last
apart.
50 years, it's very plausible to say something like that.
if you believe in that stuff, then yeah, I would say it fits. It would make sense because how do you kill something? You go inside of it and you kill it from within. With that said, though, to make a comment on the idea, like you said, that if the devil's greatest asset or whatever is to make people not believe in him, I think if the power of belief weighs something, if you can weaponize the idea of belief, it doesn't matter whether you believe in the
You're
devil
going
or
in a
not.
different direction here now.
No, I understand. I'm just I get
This
that.
has nothing to do with belief. This has everything to do.
If the devil is in the Vatican.
Right.
Right. Okay. Well, we covered that in a past episode about weird shit that doesn't add up in the Vatican. Well, not Vatican
That's the
II.
Secrets of the Vatican.
Yeah.
Go back and listen.
Yeah, it wasn't Vatican II. What was the thing that happened in North Carolina in 1968?
Okay, that was written in
Something.
That was written in a book called The Keys of This Blood.
Right. Exactly.
And it was based upon a true story of a Black Mass, which
The
if
Black
for
Mass,
whoever
that's what I
doesn't understand it out there, the Black Mass is when Satanists will say the Roman Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Mass backwards.
right.
Okay.
And
They did that in a college in I believe it was North Carolina.
yes.
Okay, and at the same time it was
Can we
being
visit
done.
that when we go down there?
It was being done the same time in Rome.
Right. Exactly.
Exact
that's what I'm saying.
places. I mean, you have to read the book. It's
No,
up there if
I
you
know that.
want.
But I'm saying is, if you believe in the dogma of the Catholic Church, that something like that shouldn't have been performed because it makes no sense to perform something like
Correct.
that. It's plausible at that point to think that if Satanists have entered the Vatican, they're in control, then Satan by extension is also in the Vatican. So yeah, I'll give you that. I'll say
Well,
yes.
it had to be something because Pope John was the one who made the comment.
I
the
know, I
smoke
know.
of Satan has entered the
I
sanctuary.
know that.
And that
What I'm
all
saying-
ties in with the Secrets of Fatima.
Right.
which we've talked
Going
about.
there now again.
Hold
Going
on.
back to what you said, the original thing,
All right,
like
get
it's like
your
he
last
put
points
there.
out, and then we're gonna go take another short little break.
All right,
Yeah,
so-
like getting
go.
like you.
Well, that is my last point. I mean,
Right.
if you guys got any more questions,
No, I'm just saying,
look,
based
this
on the
is-
way your original question was, I'm
well,
like,
throw that
I
out
know,
because that's
I
not
know
what
that
I meant.
demons can possess objects. Can Satan possess objects? We don't know. Demons can get stuck apparently in objects and not find a way out. And if
Well,
Satan
yes,
can
we have a
also,
whole
It's hold on a
room in
minute.
the
I know.
Vatican.
Before
I know that. And if Satan can do the same thing, then yeah, you could trap him in a water
Okay.
bottle.
before that goes awry, I'm gonna just put that.
I'm not trying to make a joke here. I'm just saying, if a demon can possess an object
Okay.
and not be able to
Yeah, but did you
escape,
hear what Satan has rules. He cannot possess anything.
A satanic force is not going to sit there and possess a picture frame.
That's why he has
Okay.
demons to do his thing.
He's got the demons. They're just going to. It's going to attack with negative energy.
what if you have an inept demon and the devil's like, you know what? If you got to do something right, you got to do it yourself.
The devil, getting back to the most famous object of all time that is supposedly possessed or whatever, would be the doll in Connecticut.
Annabelle.
Annabelle. Now that doesn't have a demon sitting inside it. It's been cursed. Okay, it's been allowed to be moved and manipulated by demonic presence. It hasn't. The demon isn't taking. The demon can't.
Any demonic presence.
The demon can't just overtake. It can, however, attach negative energy to it, and it can literally move objects.
Kind of all the negative energy that's
for
coming
another
out of
That
this
is
one
something
right
that,
here.
like the laws of demonic possession are so, they're confusing and they're vague.
They're not vague. If you know what you're doing, they're not vague at all.
All right, so
But
we're gonna take a short little break right now, and we'll be back with this discussion. All right. And back to whatever the fuck we were doing. Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
You guys don't know, but there was like 30 minutes in between each take right
Yeah.
now. So what were we? What
And
the
we
fuck
didn't
were
record
we
any
saying?
of it,
Like-
right?
No,
No.
we didn't record any of it.
Damn it.
So we're talking more about the questions that you had. Do you have any more questions for us?
I
or-
got three. Anthony wants to bring some. You want to bring a couple up now? Go ahead.
Well, I found a couple things that were brought, that were hiding in the Vatican allegedly.
your
um,
sexuality.
No, not sexuality.
No, I meant your
that
sexuality.
Just things that are like questionable. I'm like, I didn't think, one theorist says that the Vatican is hiding proof that Jesus actually didn't exist. Kind of ties back with your X-ray specs thing. That if that's the case, another
in
thing
our
is
Myth
about
of Jesus Christ episode.
one thing that you mentioned also extraterrestrials. But here's one that threw me off, and I went, "What the fuck?" Pornography. Apparently, the archives of the Vatican are home to the largest collection.
Are you jealous?
I kind of am. I want to know if there's like a digital access point. I want to compare notes. No, but listen. The statement is confirmed, but not only by Copenhagen's Museum Erotica, where visitors are routinely informed that the Vatican holds the largest collection of erotica in the world, but also in writings by scholar Camille Paglia and the National Reviewer founder William Buckley Jr.
I can believe that.
Apparently, this erotica, when I guess to the Vatican also would include.
Why would they do that, though? They give that reason?
Well, you know that all the most of the statues in the Vatican have no genitalia, right?
No.
Yes. Like
Well, why? Tell me why.
well, because I forget which pope it was, but he went on a tirade saying that he wanted to get rid of anything that elicited the idea of sex. So these
Take away his penis.
Yeah, exactly. These statues, these marble statues that have been there for whenever they were commissioned and put there.
The nuns were going to lose their minds.
Exactly. He wanted to erase all temptation, so he would walk around with a chisel and start hammering dicks. There's a bag of marble dicks somewhere in the Vatican. But I would also assume that the largest collection of erotica.
You have no idea how
I want
brilliant-
all of the dicks. They gotta go.
you don't
I
know
don't want
how
to see a one of pee-pee into my house.
you
If
don't
I go down the hall and I see a one of dick, heads are gonna roll.
you don't realize how great it is sitting next to Joshua while Anthony goes on one of these.
I can
things.
feel the heat coming off of Joshua. But I would also assume that erotica would also include things like famous statues that gave off a sexual nature, writings, I mean, sex is the world's oldest profession. It's been selling since caveman.
Hey, wait. Maybe it has something to do with Mary Magdalene and her relationship with Jesus Christ.
Maybe. But yeah, there was a pope who walked around with a chisel and hammer and went, "No more dicks. I forbid it."
Anything else? Can I?
That's what fucked me up. Like, I'm like, of all the places...
You were just jealous. That's what
I
that
am.
is.
I want, like...
He said pornography, and the only thing I thought of was nuns and crosses.
Oh, dear God.
Jesus Christ, is this the exorcism? The exorcist?
I'm sorry, I don't know why. That's the only thing.
You're
that
going to
came
go home
mind.
and look up nuns or crosses, aren't you?
Probably.
So,
Anyway, is there anything from your end? Is that what you had, or you got more? Or?
please
Oh,
tell me
sorry.
that's
It
not
was
just
Pope
it.
Pius the IX. That's 9, right? IX?
Yes.
Pope Pius IX, 1857. Did most of the damage ordering any statues that contained...
1857?
Yeah. So, like, while the Civil War was raging in America, he's concerned about statue dicks.
Civil War started in 1860, didn't it?
Well, it was about to. Whatever. While historical shit's popping
We're
off
not
over
good at
here,
American history on this show. Anyway,
he was like,
I was correct.
all uncovered dicks, it's gotta go. I think he was the Pope with the world's smallest dick, like on record. He's like, these statues offended me.
Can I?
Pope Tiny Schwartz
Please.
the first.
Do it.
Ah,
Between that
ooh,
and I'll
it
tell
is Thursday. Come on, bring it on.
Whoa!
Ah.
I don't
All
want to do
right,
it anymore.
I'm gonna
They
bring up.
excited him.
As soon as I can find my fucking glasses here, I'm gonna bring up a couple other ones here, and
That's why a lot of the statues have the fig leaves on them,
Yes.
because after he castrated all the statues, he had an artist go around and like super glue a fig leaf to where the dicks were.
That's a lot of fig leaves.
Go on, I'll do it myself. I'm into kinky shit. Let's go.
Whoa! Not like that. No. Okay.
Now spank me. And
All
call
right.
me all right.
I'm not a part of this no more.
Go ahead, Dad. What's the next thing you
now
got?
to tie in with the devil aspect or the Satan aspect of the Vatican, there's rumored to be a third secret of Fatima. Now, for anybody out there who's not playing the home game, we had a Portuguese city in Fatima, all right, and 3 little poor people, or whatever they were,
They were children.
little poor children. Yeah, they didn't have much.
All right, so I'm not educated. Someone please explain.
Okay.
All right.
No, he wants to be educated about
Okay.
the secrets of Fatima.
All right, and they
That just kinda
supposedly
touch
they
your
saw
braces.
they saw the Virgin Mary, and the Virgin Mary kept coming back to them, and she gave them 3 secrets.
Okay.
2 that were they revealed, and Sister Lucy was the last one. She gave the 3rd secret to the church,
Oh. Okay.
and the 3rd secret was said never to be opened, but it has been opened by several popes. It just has never been released to the
Publicly.
public. Okay.
Okay.
Now, some people who have seen this, like popes and whatever, and it prompted again the smoke of Satan has been entered the sanctuary. It has a lot to do with lesbianism within going on in the church, nuns, pedophilia that would be going on in the church, and because it was so frightening for the church at that point to release that. I mean, just think about if the church releases
Do you want the first 2 secrets?
give me 1 second. If you do that, and the 3rd secret is you know what, you're gonna have pedophilia in the church. It's gonna run rampant. You're gonna have nuns are gonna be lesbians, and priests will be homosexuals. Well, then at that point, what is the crowd gonna say? You know what I'm saying?
I just have one thing to say out of that. The pedophile priests, that is a crime. That hurts an innocent person. Lesbians and gays, it goes against doctrine, but no one's getting hurt in those instances. I heard about the pedophilia priest being this 3rd secret. I've never heard about being rampant homosexuality
Yeah.
going through the higher officials. That I've never heard.
It's again, it's supposedly. I'm not.
Right,
I don't know why I didn't
Like
read
I
this
guess
up.
the idea of promiscuity, regardless
Yeah.
of sexuality, would be a thing that they would want to conceal.
And in an organization that doesn't allow sex amongst
Exactly.
its hierarchy.
It's so hypocritical.
So-
Let's hide that. Definitely hide the priest fucking kids. We
Well,
don't want that at all.
Well, you know what? Again,
So blatant about
was-
everything.
Hold on a minute. That wasn't going on at the time, supposedly. So
Right,
there was
right,
no. I mean, maybe it was, but there was no lawsuits going on. You're talking 1961, 62.
Yeah, everything was hush hush.
Right.
The
so
Fatima
they're not going
Secrets
to
was
bring
in the
that
60s?
out. No. By the time they opened it
Oh,
and read
okay.
it, Pope Paul, I think, or Pope John read it, and
Pope John,
they were like, you know what? We're not going to release this because it's, first of all, it's never going to come true, and we cannot take the chance of frightening our parishioners into looking at in every pew, seeing who's doing what to who.
Sure.
So it would scare the faithful. Now, was that the right move or not? I don't know. Is that really what's in the third secret? But if it is true, it does tie in to satanic influence of the church.
The last time we did this on another episode, go back and listen to it, and I still say what I said on that episode. The third secret is the Colonel's recipe.
Fuck you.
Shut
So
up.
do you want a short description? Not short.
God, give me the first two.
The first secret is in her third memoir, written in 1941. Lucia said that the first secret, a vision of hell, was disclosed to the children on July 13th, 1917. Our Lady showed us a great sea of fire which seemed to be under the earth. Plunged in this fire were demons and souls in human form, like transparent burning embers, all blackened or burnished bronze, floating about in a conflagration, now raised into the air by the flames that issued from within themselves, together with great clouds of smoke, now falling back on every side to spark with fire, without weight or equilibrium, and amid shrieks and groans of pain and despair, which horrified us and made us tremble with fear.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy to reveal to a kid. If this is true, the first thing you're going to
All
show
three
them,
children saw that.
right? That's what I'm saying. If this is true, and the first thing you show them is what you do if you were a sinner on earth,
They're not going to forget it.
no, but that's really fucking traumatic.
The
It's-
vision lasted
you're right.
but
Right,
an
not gonna
How
instant.
forget it.
old?
Oh, they
I-
were
I
like
think
9,
9,
10.
9,
Yeah,
10,
9,
and
10.
12.
Yeah, they were
something
young
like that.
children.
You're telling me literally 10-year-olds were shown the depiction of hell?
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, again, they're all right. If
That's-
you
I'm
walk-
able to find something
if you
wrong with
walk
that.
into a field in the middle of the day and there's a glowing white lady there, and you just can feel her presence, that she's something special, she shouldn't be there, you're going to believe what she says, and you're going to feel protected at that point, that she's going to show you this, and you are literally protected from whatever you might be looking at. Now, having said that, you got to understand something. Now, you get to the second secret in a minute if you wish.
I do have one question, though, but go on.
All right. When this happened, they alerted the locals of the village, okay, the Portuguese people. They, in droves, I mean, you're talking tens of thousands of people, went to this field. And on the time that they said that they were going to, their vision would happen, they saw 3 suns circulating each other. This is all written down. It's not like this is somebody guessed it. So to have that many witnesses, and then they didn't see the lady, but they saw the miracles of the lady. They saw the darkness come across them. Then it got light again. Then it got the 3 or 4 suns that they saw swirling around. It got brighter, brighter, brighter. And then, these are all things that are not supposed to happen. Now, I know you can get a skeptic and say, oh, the weather was bad that day. I get it. Believe me. I
not
can
where I was
literally
going.
hear him with my goggles of the future. I can hear it over
What
here.
was that,
That's
Joey?
not where I was going with this.
What was that,
My-
Joey?
My question exactly was going
I
to be
heard
that.
aliens.
You had
Who
3
said
kids.
aliens?
Me.
Hold on. You had 3 kids say that we saw this glowing lady, and this is what she told us. How the fuck does that get all the way to the Pope and now it's verified? Now, if you're saying to me that the entire town came and they saw these acts happening that are unexplained phenomenon, okay, that's what I wanted to know. Like, that gives me some sort of, I don't know if I believe it or not, but at the least it's in, like, listen, if a bunch of people saw this weird shit and these kids are describing something that they really wouldn't know, or like it's a really outlandish thing to even come up with,
Apparently there were 6
I can tell you how it got
apparitions
back to the Pope.
it helps, it builds the story. I'll say it like
I can tell you how it got back to the Pope very simply, because it was in this country, in Portugal back then, extremely religious country. When this got back to the local the parishes, the priests, they were asked to please verify this and do something about it by the locals, and they did. They had the people there. These guys had to report back to their superiors, and eventually it did make it all the way back to Rome.
I get you. I get
Okay.
you. That makes sense. Okay. Well, what's the second secret then?
The second secret was a statement that World War I would end, along with the prediction of another war during the reign of Pope Pius the 11th.
Gutless bastard the first.
Should men continue offering God, and should Russia not convert? The second half requests that Russia be consecrated to the Immaculate Heart of Mary.
And again, you're going to ask about little children. How would these little children go back and know any of this stuff?
I agree with you. That's fine. I'm just like, it's just very like
Very specific shit.
it's very political.
Time traveling aliens.
It's very political.
Well, you got to understand where Russia was at this point. Russia was a very atheist country. Still are to some point. All right, when they were a communist country, Russia would do this for years. What they would do is, I mean, like, and I didn't see it firsthand, but they would say, you know what? We don't have to worry about going to church or praising Jesus or praising this God that these guys, everybody praise God. We want to eat. And nothing would happen. Then he said, you know what? Let's also praise the Russian government. And food would come through the door to school children. Who are you going to believe? You know what I mean? Come on.
They apparently also, if I'm reading this correctly, it's that the Mother Mary did not just appear herself to the three children. Everyone in the town saw her also.
Okay, see, that's something I did not know.
Right here it says, on June 13th, the visionaries were not alone. More than 50 people were present at the scene. Little Jacinta could not keep the secret that the three of them had agreed to keep, and the news about the apparition spread through the town. This time it was Lucia who began to speak. What does your grace wish of me? I want you to come here on the 13th of next month to pray to the rosary every day and learn to read. Then I'll tell you what I want. Lucia asked Our Lady to cure a sick man. If he converts, he'll be cured within a year. I wanted to ask you to take us to heaven. Yes, I'll take Jacinta and Francisco very soon, but you will stay here for some time.
That's fucked up.
And that's exactly what happened.
No, I know the two kids. I know they died early, and the other one lived, but that's still pretty fucked up when you think about it.
You're looking at it, and you're looking at it at a human level. You're looking at it like, you're scaring the children. But if you're faithful, if you're raised from an early age to be faithful, and you see stuff like this happening, I'm gonna be honest with you, Anthony. I mean, if Jesus Christ walked through that door, and I knew it was Jesus Christ because he performed a miracle or whatever, and I knew it, or he came in the white glowing robe or whatever, and he said to me, you know what, you're going to be going with me very shortly. You know what I'm going to say? Bring it on. You're not going to get any safer than with what you believe to be
I'll
the Son
give you
of
that.
God or God or whatever. So these kids were taught from a very early age what this was all about, and it wasn't frightening for them. Sister Lucia, whatever her name was, she later revealed that they were never once afraid of anything they saw or spoke. Or
Which
what Our Lady spoke.
I get that. It's, to me, that kind of hurts the story a bit, because if you're walking in a field with two people and you see a floating woman who's glowing, that's not normal. There's at least that a moment of like, what the fuck is going on here? And then if the kid, then the spirit introduces herself and you realize it's a holy entity, and you're like, oh, okay, that's a different story. I didn't realize you were.
I mean, you could say that about a lot of the.
Someone lower my mic.
You could say that a lot of these stories you could lower the headset yourself.
That's what I did.
A lot of the stories in the Bible to begin with, like the story of the angel visiting Joseph in his dream, the story of the angel visiting Mary in a dream. It goes into the faith that those people had. That this apparition, whatever it is not going to hurt me.
There's also stories
telling me good news.
There's also stories of in the Bible where an angel appeared to someone and they like shit their pants. Like,
well, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's not a
that's
normal thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is pretty fucked. Like, and you have three kids who were just cool with it. That I'm like, no, you weren't cool with it. You were scared until you calmed down.
Depending on what their faith was.
But
they may be
then,
kids.
though,
Even with faith,
we're talking about it in our position. Like, yes, we would be scared.
See, my
I'd
thing
shit
is
my
still
pants.
right. I could say I totally agree with you guys until one thing. No matter how faithful you could be, I'm pretty sure anyone would be absolutely scared of hell and seeing the actual visions of it.
No, of course.
Not unless
You're
you were
right, but you would
soothed
never-
by the
I guess
when
if you're
Mary
soothed,
when Mary turns around and says, "I'm going to show you something, but do not be afraid, my child. You're protected by me." If I'm protected by Jesus, Mary, and God, I'm not going to be afraid of anything.
And also, you got to understand too the time we're talking about here. You're talking a long, long time ago.
1910s.
17.
Well,
Yeah.
when religion when you were these people, that's all they had.
Yeah.
That's all they had.
That's true.
And they
That's
were
true,
so indoctrinated that if you saw Our Lady, or call her what you will, floating there, you're not going to question it. You're going to say,
Was there
okay.
any major battles in Portugal during World War I? I don't know that.
I don't know. Anyway, we need to
Portugal? I
move
don't
on
think
from
so.
this one now. Does anybody have any questions about
No,
that
no,
one?
I'm okay.
I think
Okay.
we're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. I just want to ask if anybody sees how that can tie into the satanic aspect of
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If the
Okay.
smoke of Satan is some sort of metaphor for pedophilia in the Catholic Church, then yeah, pretty
Well,
much
and
there.
that also ties into what the third secret could be.
Could be. We don't
Could
know.
be, right.
Again, we're not saying we know. I don't know. But through all accounts of
where Jimmy Hoff is buried.
people who, that would be a mystery. That's a show unto itself. Okay, well, I'm gonna do two more. One is called the Grand Grimoire, and the Grand. Anybody know what that is?
I don't even know what the hell you just
I
said.
know
It's hard to say. I
Grimoire.
understand.
I know a grim is supposed to be
Well, I'm gonna
akin to
spell it.
like a demonic dog.
Okay,
Well,
Grimoire
grimoire
is
is-
Grimoire. I'm gonna pronounce it Grimoire.
It's
All right.
grimoire.
Okay.
Grimoires are usually tend, especially when it comes to things like magic, the books,
Right. Okay.
the
that's
things
right.
like
Usually evil
the
spells
books.
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
And
not
you-
necessarily evil spells, but even just necessarily spells. But you can correlate grimoires with evil spells,
Right.
especially if you go back into other things like if you want to compare something to a grimoire, the Necronomicon.
Sure.
Well, you have just won the first prize. You get a pen. Because now that's
Wow,
exactly
my
where we're
first
going
pay.
with this one. Okay, the
You
Grand
think you get a
Grimoire.
mug?
Thank you.
You think you'd get a mug, Sita? No, you get a fucking pen.
Oh, and he's gonna. He.
Did
will
anybody
get a
else hear
mug.
what the hell he just said? He said, my first pay.
I don't know. It's kind of late.
Don't spend it all in one place and don't put it on your taxes. Go on, Dad. What about the
All right, the
grimoire?
Grand Grimoire is an alleged medieval book that has been believed to possess immense powers. It was written in the 16th century by Honorius of Thebes, who claimed to be possessed by the devil himself.
Oh.
Okay. In the book, it has instructions on how to make talisman and amulets, all which are used in satanic rituals.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds like the Necronomicon.
It sounds
Okay.
also like the possessed nun, what she wrote down when she was locked up. There was a nun that was supposedly possessed, and while under possession, she wrote a
Yes.
letter from the devil. It
Right.
sounds very
Yeah.
similar.
We have to explore that one. Anyway.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
Um,
sounds really interesting.
how to make magic spells and even
Well,
how to
it also
summon
sounds like-
demons.
I mean, it has in the same vein as the Egyptian, like the Book of the Dead and stuff
Right.
like
It's
that.
like a
Well-
cookbook
Well,
from hell.
There's a little more. There's a more better reference. That is what I said. The Necronomicon.
Yeah.
For those who know,
I don't even know what the hell you just said. That sounded
Book of the
very-
Dead.
Book of the Dead, Necronomicon actually could trace back into the origins, like direct origins, like the beginning of religion, the big three religions.
Yeah.
Traces all the way back to I think Al-Azif, which is connected to the Islam religion, but it all correlates back into the starting points.
in Marvel Comics, it's the Darkhold.
Okay.
As Eric says, the Abrahamic religions.
Yes.
And
It-
with
that's
this
another
book, it also it offers instructions on how to summon the devil himself and to make a deal with him, which we all know that people have done that in the
Something like
past.
Crossroads.
Yeah,
There have
Crossroads.
been many copies made after the original was published. However, only the Vatican has the original unaltered copy. Some claim that the others are fake or just made up. Now, you can see why if it's something to summon demons or whatever, that they would want to keep this thing under wraps.
Why wouldn't you just destroy it?
Well, it's like anything else. Again, have you ever tried to destroy a Ouija board?
No.
Okay. If you try to burn a Ouija board, it takes forever. Okay, you're never going to do that. You can crack it, and there's been many stories of people try to burn these things, these possessed objects or so-called possessed objects,
Okay.
and they show up.
I get you.
Again.
Yeah, I've heard
Now,
stories.
whether
of
it's
that.
Oh,
true or
kinda
not,
like
I don't know.
Annabelle
I've
and
never
stuff
tried
like
it
that.
myself. I don't know.
Yeah,
To me, I
yeah.
just put it back in a box, put it in the shelf, and we're done with it.
I don't even
Alright.
have it in the room.
Well, you're right, but when they made it a game, and as your kids, you played a fucking game.
Not
and
me.
I played
Nope.
it once. Well, I played it once, and I will never do it again. And I'm not saying that a lot of things happened. One little thing happened, and that was the end of it. And if you talk to my cousin, she probably would have to have a bag strapped to her ass because she was that scared.
It's interesting to bring something like that up as demonic books and stuff like that, because if you go into media, there's a lot of media that has something like that in it, like
Sure.
TV shows and stuff like that. So it has
It
to
makes
be
great
based on
stories.
something.
It makes good stories.
You know,
They
like-
all do.
Well, yeah, stuff like that. like what a Grand Grimoire, magic stuff. Like if you go based off into all different things, like let's go into Lovecraftian stuff with H.P.
love
Lovecraft. He has
Lovecraft.
he has his own, literally the Necronomicon in that book.
Yep. I mean,
with-
look at the Evil Dead series. It's all based off like they find the Necronomicon in the woods, and
yeah,
they got zombies and shit.
and it's all
It's all dumb
very,
shit.
very
it's all
interesting.
devils and
It's not dumb shit. It's interesting.
It's interesting, but I mean, like when it's spun into media like that, and you know, it's a dumb movie. That's what I meant by it.
Okay, I have two other things here. I want to just skim over because we're really pushing the envelope here. The paintings of Jesus Christ himself, of the real Jesus. All right.
Well, why wouldn't you want to show that?
Well, unlike what is taught on Sunday school, Jesus was a Hebrew who lived in the mountainous regions of northern Israel.
Yep.
Therefore, he almost certainly would have looked like more Middle Eastern
Yep.
than what is often portrayed. Beard, tall man.
White
he can
skin,
still be
fair
beautiful.
hair.
As a result,
I knew that.
the real historical Jesus would have looked nothing like what is portrayed in popular culture. Much of which is based on the face of the very handsome Cesar Borgia. That, for the people out there, it's really too deep to get into. You guys can look that up. His name is Cesar Borgia. He comes from a family in the Middle East. All right. However, some people believe that the Vatican has at least one contemporary painting of Jesus Christ. So, I mean, if they do, they're trying to hoard it for themselves, maybe. Or
Well, think of the image that they've put out.
right, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It contradicts.
It
that.
contradicts it. It's the
They
truth.
don't want Jesus looking like Osama bin Laden.
Sure, let's go with that.
Okay. Now the last one I got, and this one's going to be right up your alley.
I don't
Oh,
want to
boy.
go near his alley.
Well,
I would.
see,
I support
mysteries that are held in the Vatican. Look at me at nothing.
No.
No mysteries in the Vatican.
I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that at all. And the reason I don't believe that is you don't become the most powerful force on the planet. And I mean that in every sense. They're the most powerful religion on the planet. They're the most powerful bank on the planet. They're the most powerful entity
We didn't
on
touch the banking.
I know that. They're one of the corporation.
We will do another show.
They are the most powerful corporation on the planet. You don't get that much behind you when you got nothing sitting in the vault, especially when it's built off of thousands and thousands of years. And when you're that meticulous about keeping your religion and keeping your brand out there, anything that could possibly derive from it, and you want to like put it under the wraps so no one, like the painting. Like if there is a real painting that Jesus sat for, you don't want that showing up on fucking eBay. You want to make sure no one fucking sees it because that's not the image you want to
Think
put
of
out
the
there.
price you can command on eBay. Christ, you could sell a cracker if it looks like Jesus.
If there's a signed copy of the fucking Bible out there, you don't want it circulating.
Jesus
Signed
was
by
autographed in the
Jesus.
Bible.
You want to make sure that it's in your vault. That way, nobody has anything over you.
Oh my
There-
God, Jesus on my Bible.
I do not believe that there's
Y'all are a
nothing.
bunch of
The-
heathens.
if the church is built on lies, it's lies that they constructed, that they protected, and that they are still hoarding. It's not built off of nothing.
And the key word there is if.
No, I understand it. I understand. But they are not. I don't care. I'm not a Vatican scholar. I've never been there. But I am saying this, and may lightning strike me if I'm wrong.
Please
Please don't.
There
Please
is
don't.
secrets in the Vatican,
I'm right next to him.
and that Vatican vault is fucking full. There's no way in hell that Vatican vault is empty and there's no secrets. And everything is just a giant hoax. It's no.
All right. Well, Joshua, what do you think?
I'm actually really gonna agree with him on that one.
Okay.
Not
What-
that I believe, but like the.
But you believe in the entity of the Catholic Church.
Well, no, like organization, banking, like
Right.
you were saying, like in that aspect, yeah. There's no way in hell you would not have something to back you up in any sense of the word, to be able to be one of the
We
most
just don't know.
powerful thing on the planet.
Right, and we don't know what it is. I mean,
Yeah,
it could be anything.
it could be secrets of the American government or something like that, or their original banking records, or even farther back from like Roman empires and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
they have those types of secrets.
I'm going to say
Maybe it affects them, maybe it doesn't. You never know what it is they have, but
Roman
they have.
Empire.
They have to have something.
John?
Plain and simple.
Well, yeah, I do believe there's something there. You know, every organization, no matter what every person on this earth has secrets, big secrets, small secrets. They always have secrets. They always have the skeleton in their closet. So you're naive to think that the Catholic Church is not hiding anything. And again, that's just being a human being.
Very well worded.
But
I'm gonna say this in the most interesting way possible. Is the government all nice and dandy and have nothing behind them? No. Why do you think the church is going to be safe too? Dear God, your normal everyday Joe has something behind him.
why do you have to use the word Joe? You know, us Joes get bad reps, all right?
A cup of Joe. I mean,
Average
come on.
Joe. I'm not average.
You pretty much
Sloppy
are.
Joe.
Sloppy Joe.
I'm
Anyway,
not average.
guys, this is really good. I really enjoyed this episode.
I did it.
Ran a little longer, but Joe,
Let's talk
take
about
us
the
home.
Roman Empire.
Well, take us out. I guess that was it. I guess I had my fucking duties then.
Well,
Thanks.
Yes.
Well, do your duties. Let's go. Is there more going on? I mean, I told you what I was going to give you. I
So we
gave
have 2 more episodes left this season. We don't know what we're doing next season so far just yet.
What?
But so
you. We have ideas.
You're a scumbag.
we do have ideas.
The next season starts in a month. We'll see you there.
None good, but we have.
No, we have ideas.
We won't tell you what it is.
We definitely have ideas.
I
And
don't
at-
even
at
know
the-
what it is. So
At the end of our final episode, which would be Christianity Today, we will reveal what the topic of our next season would be.
Hey.
But hopefully by I don't know either. Listen,
We're a
help
well-rounded
me.
unit here.
I sit there and I send out a text message. You guys haven't seen the text message just yet, but shh. Anywho,
All right.
our next episode. What are we doing for the next episode? It's Knights Templar and the Secret of the Holy Grail.
Days Volt.
Well,
You
we,
know-
yeah, we touched on that earlier, but it's the Templars, I guess, their role in protecting the Holy Grail.
Yes.
What's happened there?
So we'll sit there and see you guys next week. Everybody say goodnight.
Good night,
Adios.
Good night,
Good night, everybody.
Toodles.
Remember, everybody, to follow us on all of our social media pages and follow us on YouTube now. At Green Hour Media on YouTube. You're going to see us on YouTube.
And pray for Wes. We hope he has his second wheel.
Yes. Okay, Wes. All right, good night, everybody. Remember, wow, I forgot my tagline.
Question
Question
everything.
everything. There we go.
Help
There
me.
we go. Good night, guys.